So I want to ask you about something. I was thinking about something earlier today, and I wanted to ask you about it. And there's a reason for it, but we'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
Did you, at any point when you were a kid, do you remember when you were in school and they did the whole, like, what do you want to be when you grow up? There's no pressure. You have time to figure it out. But what do you want to be?
Yeah.
Do you remember them doing that?
Yeah.
Do you remember when you were young having a thing that you wanted to be?
Yeah.
What was it?
A heart surgeon.
You wanted to be a heart surgeon?
I did. I shot for the stars.
How old were you when you wanted to be a heart surgeon?
I remember thinking that when I was still in elementary school.
Yeah.
So probably like 4th, 5th grade.
Oh. I remember. That's weird because it's specific as fuck. I feel like, everyone's always like, I want to be a doctor, right? Is what it would be. But you were specific. You wanted to be a heart surgeon.
Heart surgeon.
Did you know someone that was a heart surgeon?
No.
Did you watch a show about heart surgeons?
I don't know.
Did you know what a heart surgeon was? Like, or did you just think it sounded cool?
No, I knew what it was. My parents are nurses, so I grew up in that field, and I knew that I did not want to be a nurse because there was a lot of it that I didn't like about it. And so I was like, I want to make some big bucks, and I want to do some cool stuff.
I remember that was kind of part of it. Everyone would be like, well, how much, like, what makes the most?
Yeah, for sure.
And then they're like a surgeon or something. Like, well, then, yeah, I want to be that, or a lawyer or something. So I remember a lot of kids doing that.
What about you?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked, motherfucker. Here, pick this up a little bit.
Fine.
Okay. So I think it was middle school. I'm going to guess 6th grade, maybe 7th. But I remember it was like right around the time that Columbine happened.
Okay.
And there was also a shooting at an El Paso school back then. And I remember like being very like my parents were not good parents. This was when I lived with my biological parents. Mm-hmm. And I remember like watching the news. I was like, what the fuck? Like a bunch of kids died. And my mom was like, yeah, like shit happens. So I was like, what? Like, I think, how old are you in 6th grade? Maybe not
like
10?
12?
12? Yeah,
Probably.
12. Jesus Christ. Yeah, you're right. 12.
12, yeah.
Because I was about 15, 16 my freshman year. So yeah, I would have been about 12. And I remember seeing that and just being like, wait, what? Like, and the reactions is what was traumatic to me. The reactions of the people watching it. They're like, oh, like a school shooting. Most
like a
people,
normal thing.
Yes. And then I was
Okay.
like, wait, what? Like, that's a fucking thing? People just kill each other at school? And they're like, yeah, but like it probably will never happen. And then the one happened in El Paso. And I'm like, Mom, this shit's gonna happen. Like, it happened in Columbine, and now it's like it's happening in El Paso, which is close to where we're at. Like,
You were
we're
already
next.
living here?
Yeah, I was here.
Okay.
I think I was at Zia.
Okay.
And so I remember just being paranoid that I was going to die in high school. And so like I went to school and they had like the career day people that came in like, I'm a nurse and I'm a this and you could be that too. And I'm in the army. And I remember one of them asked me or they asked everyone, like, well, what do you want to be when you grow up? And they kind of went around and asked the same thing. People were like, doctor, I want to be a veterinarian or whatever there was. And when they got to me, they're like, Will, what do you want to be? And I was like, alive. And I said, and everyone laughed, right?
Yeah.
The teachers got fucking pissed. And they were like, Will, like, because it was a sensitive subject, like that just happened. And so like they got mad at me, but I wasn't trying to be funny. Like I literally was like, I just want to be
Seriously.
alive. Like I just want to make it through high school. Like I don't even like, I wasn't thinking about my future. I was literally thinking, hey, if I could just get through those 4 years alive, like I'd be cool
Then
with
you'll
that.
be fine.
But they got mad at me, and then they sent me to the office, and then I was like, what the fuck? Like, what did I do wrong? And I was already a class clown, and so I get it. Like, I was the weirdo
They were
that
expecting for you to say something
yes,
stupid.
and so it's like, and obviously at the time, when you're a kid and someone does that, like, you're not understanding. You're more like, how fucking dare you? Like, I know I always joke, but I'm for sure not joking. So you're the like, I remember getting mad at them, and they were like, well, we're going to call your parents to pick you up. And I was like, good fucking luck. Like, they don't even have a phone. They had a number, and I knew it wasn't going to work. So I just chilled in the office till like the end of the day. And they're like, you like, no one can come for you. I'm like, I'm just a fucking kid. Like, you guys can't find my parents. I was like turning it around on them.
Wow.
What kind of school can't find a kid's parents? That's pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
It's like I ended up just staying the whole day there, and then they let me go at the end of the day when all the other kids got out, because I would just walk home, and they're like, but you're suspended, and like just stay home. And so I did, and I guess they tried to like call again for my parents, and I just stayed home for 3 days, came back. My parents never even knew like that I was suspended. I think I would leave like if I was going to school. But I remember that's how like traumatic it was, and so like I don't think I ever got that like excitement of like wanting a future. At least until I got to high school, and I realized it's not as scary as it is when you're fucking 12. That's why I think it's important for parents in general to like explain to people what's happening and not just go like, hey, some bad people did some bad stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I think it's important for the parents to be like, hey, let me explain to you what happened. Let me explain to you why it happened, and we'll kind of talk about it if you have any questions, right? Because I think that was the weirdest part for me, was just having everyone be like, yeah, like it's just a thing. Like, it's good. Probably won't happen.
Like,
to
just
you.
brush it off.
Yeah, I was like,
That's
what the fuck?
crazy. I was thinking that you were gonna say something like a police officer or even like a security guard
I
for
feel
a
like
school or something. You know, like just something like, let me stop
I
this from
think I would have
happening.
been a terrible security guard.
Well-
oh, like after the story is what you're saying? I
Yeah,
got
so you're like, let me be a security guard so that I can stop this from happening in the future, kind of thing. But
yeah.
I guess
Sorry, I
not.
just want to make sure everything's working perfectly, which it may not be. I'm going to turn you up a little bit.
Yeah, if that top one's you, then
Everyone's going. But yeah, so yeah, that was my whole thing. Did you ever? When did that go away? Like your whole heart surgeon thing?
I think I came down to reality probably middle of high school.
Okay.
Realized that I probably wasn't going to be a heart surgeon because I wasn't good at school. And then I still went in to try to go into the medical field when I first went into college, and then I couldn't pass chemistry.
That's an important one.
So yeah, so I tried twice, and the best I got was a D. So I was like, all right, let's do something that I can actually do.
What'd you do? Or what?
Criminal justice.
So that's what you have your degree in, right?
Yeah,
And did you know that in high school that you were going to go for that?
absolutely not.
No. And
No.
then what was your plan when you got it? Like, hey, I'm gonna,
No, nothing. I was just like, I gotta get a degree
because people want it.
because people want it.
Yeah.
And it was something that I knew I could do, and it would be easy, and I was interested in it, so I just did it.
Was it easy though?
Yeah.
It really was?
Yeah.
What? I knew a guy that had a criminal justice degree that was selling cars, and he would always tell me that, like, I think I worked with him like a year, and then he was like getting sick of, it's like a common thing in the car sales world where people like, I think I'm like just going to quit tomorrow or something.
Yeah.
And then I was like, are you, like, what are you going to do for work? He's like, well, I have my degree, so I might go do, I'm like, what? You've been here for like a year. Like, you have a degree. Why aren't you doing something with it?
You can't.
That's what he was telling me.
Yeah.
He was like, if I can go back, I wouldn't have done that degree. Because first of all, I'm not really passionate about it. Second of all, like, I make more money selling cars than I would with my degree.
Yeah.
And he was a good car salesman. So, but I always thought that was weird. I'm like, I don't know if I could do something for 4 years and then not use it though.
It was really just a way to get a degree and say I have a degree.
Yeah.
And it worked in my favor. You know, like now I can say if it says you have to have a 4 degree in pretty much anything,
Yeah.
I can spin it. You know?
I feel like, do they check that shit?
I don't know.
I don't know if they do.
I don't know.
Because
I put yes, and I've never been asked for transcripts or anything, but
I've gotten a job putting that. I've gotten several jobs putting that, because I didn't graduate high school,
right.
but I always put that I did. And I figured if they asked me about it, I'd be like, all right, you got me. Like, they just wouldn't go.
But they don't.
They never did. The one I have now, when I was applying for the job, they didn't want a degree, but they wanted diploma or GED. And I remember they asked for the transcripts, but I didn't have it. And so I went and got it like that week. Because
Okay.
I'd always felt like I would pass the test, but I just didn't want to study. And there's no point. I'm like, whatever, I don't need it. They
Yeah.
keep accepting me anyways to all these jobs. But with this one, it was a really good job. And I didn't want to chance it. And so I was like, I just need to go get my GED already.
And
so
you
just,
did?
I did.
Okay.
And I just called them up and I just took it on the spot. I didn't even study. And I remember thinking, like, I just hope, because I'm like, if I fail one, then I just have to retake that one.
Right.
And so I was like, I'm just going to take them all and just see what I did. And I passed all of them. Not like flying colors or anything. I sucked at math. But I got it. It came in the mail. But they still never asked me for it. I knew that I would have to submit it, and it said, like, submit here, and I just didn't submit it because I was waiting for it to come in the mail. They still hired me, and then it came in, and I remember calling HR, like, hey, you need my GED?
You need this because I finally have it.
They're like, nah, like, it's all good, man.
I guess that means that it was something that was really important to you, you know?
Yeah,
That
no,
it was
was
finally
important.
in a job that was important enough to get it, and so you got it, and that held your
I think I just needed to feel, yeah, I think that's what it took for me to actually get it.
security.
Is that to have a job worth it enough. Like,
Yeah.
just in case I'm wrong, I don't want to move on from this job. Which is ironic because that's the job I still have, right? And I've worked there I've been in this field for 3 years and at this place for only a year just because the other company went out of business. But
Right.
and I feel like I'm going to do it forever. So I feel like it was worth it. Whatever intuition that kept me from doing it with all the other jobs, I'm glad that I did it for this job because I think I'll be doing it for a while.